Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for November 25th, 2019. Qs and SPY both up, nice gap up, and continued bullishness, new highs on the Qs and SPY. Coming into today, we were bullish. Okay, talked about how the hourly could not get follow through to the downside and just maintaining the uptrend, higher highs and higher lows, right? I talked about how I'm not in the business of trying to guess tops and bottoms, and so by following the trend here, right, the bullishness just kind of remaining here, and going into tomorrow going to be the same thing, right? So we got follow through on this hourly uptrend to the upside here. All right. And so going into tomorrow, still going to be bullish, expecting sell-offs to get bought. All right. So shouldn't be surprised that most of the stuff that we saw today that got nice follow through are going to be things to the upside, right? You can see what the Qs did, uptrend. So even though we're always looking for things on their own page, right? Things that, more things are going to typically work to the upside in a bullish market, right? So Qs and SPY going to close up here near the highs. All right. So let's take a look at some of the things from today. So the kind of standout here, as far as to the downside, was the KL. So I think some people actually played this multiple times. I think this was called in the morning. I also gave you the breakdown here under 80. Took a little bit of time to get going on this KL. So here, let me show you the gap, and then we'll go over the entry here. Gap on the KL, leaving behind all of this base here, and then in the morning, we had a little bit of a 5-minute breakdown right here. So I'll show you where the base was. Right here. You can see we put in that bottoming tail right there at 81. Stop was right there at 22, I believe. I think when I gave it to you, I said put it over 25. Just to give it a few cents there. 80 by 25 there. So that was the base right there. You can see you even have a sell set up here on the 15, and then that 5-minute base nested inside of it, right? So nice kind of combination of patterns there, and then finally getting to the new lows where the target is, and I think the rest would have trailed out. All right, so that was kind of the lone nice short idea. I really like the JEC gap berry. This pattern was still kind of the most accurate, but I didn't really see a good entry here. So I really liked what it did, gapped up, and then broke the support before rolling over. You could say that there's some breakdowns in here, but into this big topping tail, I think kept me out of it. So, just didn't really see a good entry on this JEC. Okay, but that was pretty weak. So most of the things that we saw were to the upside. The really nice one here was the CS. We discussed the CS just here in the afternoon. Someone wanted to know what was the thinking behind the idea on it this morning. What was the thought process, right, on this breakout right here, right? And that would have been play of the day if you took. Okay, on the daily here, breakout over this base. Okay, and so follow through on the ZS was pretty good. We just talked about a gap berry on that JEC. Here is the opposite, which is the ON, right? Gaps down and then powers through the resistance. Okay, the opposite of that is the JEC. That's the gap berry, right? That's when it gaps up and then breaks through support. Okay, so those reversals get pretty good follow through. The ON entry I thought was just okay also, and that was because it's kind of up a lot already, and they usually are. I wanted to see a pullback, and then it just gave base breakouts and kept on going. So that would have been nice to catch. Just wanted to get a pullback. Didn't quite get the entry I wanted here. So the ZS was very nice. KL was very nice. And then the INCY is going to be a small winner at the end of the day here. So INCY we did play over 90. You can see it just didn't end up going anywhere, which is fine. So that was our last play of the day here, which I told the room just close it before the close there. So this was played as a long. The idea was that we got a little bit of consolidation here these last few days. What I liked most out of this was kind of the weekly transition that's going on here. So I don't like that it's so many bars up. And so that means kind of the buying has already started. We're getting in kind of at the end of the move, right? And I really liked the bullishness that it had all throughout the day. We kind of just ran out of day here, but who knows if how it would have played out if we had some more time. But just going to be a small winner there on the Inky, just more basically break even on this. So those were the plays. I thought it was a little bit busier for a Monday on a short week than I would have expected. So I think there are some good things to go after there. I don't think there was a whole lot that didn't work. I think, there was potential I noticed in this AMTD to maybe get shaken out of before moving back up. This is the one that is merging with the SCHW. It's going to be an all-stock acquisition by the SCHW, but since I don't usually play things that already have announced that they're being acquired and the amount, I wasn't quite sure on that one. So a little bit tricky on the AMTD. Didn't go after that one. But overall, I thought it was like pretty busy for a Monday on a holiday week. So hopefully that means we'll have plenty to do this week. And I think hopefully even Friday, even though it's a half day, could have some good trading. So, hopefully the good trading from the last couple weeks just carries on into this week and even further. I know we kind of expect things to slow down after Thanksgiving, but last year that wasn't the case. So you never really know. So you just want to make sure that you're prepared. So it's as important now as any point in the previous few weeks to know what is following through, know what you're looking for, right? So that way we are prepared for what is working in the market. Okay, hope you did well today. All right, I didn't think there weren't a lot of calls as you saw, but I think there wasn't anything really that was called or that I called that didn't work. So hopefully that just means the nice trading that we've had the last couple weeks just continues. All right, so we'll see what the market gives us tomorrow. I think we've done a good job reading the market, knowing when to wait for follow through, otherwise follow the trend, right? If there was going to be any trend reversal, waiting for follow through. So I think we've done a pretty good job of that. So we'll just keep that up, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.